Hi and hello everybody, it's Fern. Welcome back to another Planty video and welcome to the first official plant walkthrough of 2025. I'm so excited to take you through the collection to see what's going on. It's going to give us a really great kind of baseline to look back on as the plants change and grow throughout the year. So it's always just nice for me to document everything that's going on in the collection. So yeah, I'm really excited to take you around. We have some stunning new growth coming in on some of these plants, but also some kind of stubborn pest issues popping back up. For some reason, I've had this on and off aphids issue in here, which is just boggles my mind because aphids were never something that I struggled with until this past year, I guess. And they're not even a pest that's hard to get rid of. Like, you can literally basically just wash them off of your plant. But for me, they just seem to pop back up. Like, even if you miss one, I think that they're one of those pests that is born pregnant, so they can immediately just reproduce even if you just have one of them, which is like, what the heck? So yeah, they have been popping back up for me in the past couple of weeks. I will mention the plants as we go through that are struggling. It's not many of them, but it still is just one of those kind of persistent things that has been annoying me lately. But in general, I would say that the plants are in a really great place and I'm excited to show you them. So without further ado, let's go take a look. Okay, so we're gonna start here in the living room. Now, we've had some sunny days lately. Today's unfortunately not one of them. So we are working with lower light conditions, but that's okay. We're gonna be fine. Okay, so I wanna start over here with the Monstera Thai constellation because dun, 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 she is working on a brand new leaf. Do you see that coming in? Oh my gosh, I've been staring at it every day, just constantly checking on it. Look at how white the tip of it is. Okay, she is going to have, it looks like, some really nice sectoral variegation. I'm so curious to know what this leaf is gonna look like. So yeah, I've just been watching it like a hawk. Can't wait to see it fully emerge and then unfurl. It also is looking like it's gonna be a pretty chonky one. So that is really exciting. I can't even remember the last time this Thai constellation gave me a leaf. I think it was at the end of summer. So it's been a good few months. This was the last one. And I still haven't removed the browning on the Thai. I need to do that. I do need to do that. But yeah, I'm really, really excited about that new leaf. Also down here, this is kind of fun. I moved my vanilla orchid under the Thai constellation so that it can grow up this kind of like side panel thing that's beside the fridge, because I just thought that that would look really cool and be just a fun way to grow this plant. So it hasn't really done much yet. I potted it up into a potting mix, so it transferred from sphagnum into this potting mix, and then I stuck it there, and it also moved out of the cabinet to regular room conditions. So I suspect it's going to take a little while to adapt, but I'm hoping that once it does, it'll be happy in this spot. Oh, it feels nice and firm. Oh my gosh. Oh yeah, okay. There's no growth yet, but I will be watching. So yeah, I just think that that is going to be really cool. And we also have Begonia Fanny Moser now living under here. This is where she was before, so I decided to just put her back. And she seems to be settling in. I potted this up a couple of videos ago. It is in a self-watering pot in my DIY pond mix. And we have some new leaves coming in, so that's promising. But yeah, it'll just look nice to kind of fill in underneath the Thai constellation. They look kind of small and dinky under there right now, but as time passes, I think that this is going to be a stunning little area right here. Imagine with the begonia nice and filled in here, and then with the vanilla orchid growing up there. I just think that that's going to be really cool. And this is the kind of stuff that is really getting me excited about my plants lately, just kind of finding different ways to style them, different ways to grow them. So yeah, I'm really excited about that. Over here we have my brand new variegated begonia maculata. I'm just kidding. This is just a little plushie from Blushies that I recently got, and it's so stinking cute. I do wish that I actually had a begonia maculata variegated, but I don't think that's going to happen for me, so this is as good as it's going to get. My Anthurium clarinervium has put out an inflow, which is interesting because I think that's the first inflow it's given me. I think it's really happy benefiting from some of this Soltec light right here. My jewel orchid needs help. She's looking crazy because I moved this stack of books to on top of the ledge over there. And now she doesn't really have anything to hold her up, so I need to figure her out. I was considering cutting the blooms off because some of them are kind of spent anyways, but I don't know. Oh my gosh, she's crazy. You're crazy, girl. Okay, let's take a peek inside the cabinet here. I don't really think that there's anything. Oh yeah, okay. My bulbophyllum orchid. I noticed, oh, never mind. I thought something was growing out of it, and I didn't know if it was a flower spike or what, but it's literally just roots. When they were small, I couldn't tell. I could just see like a green little thing, but no, it's just roots. Right there too. They're hoaxing me. Oh, I was getting so excited because I was like, maybe it's gonna bloom again in the spring. Maybe it still will. Okay, false alarm, but it's doing well. Like, look at that. It's so green. It's catching my eye. It looks like something, but it's not. I'm trying to think of what else is new and exciting. This Hoya undulata leaf just kept expanding. It's huge now. I need to repot her soon. I repotted my other cartel down, Hoya, the KSB08, and that one seems to be settling in really well. We have some new vines emerging out, so that's cool. Monstera aurea is giving a new leaf. So did Alocasia dragon scale, but the craziest thing happened. So I have not had pests in this cabinet for a while now, and I was just thinking that the other day. I was like, wow, it's so nice that there hasn't been many pests in this cabinet. And I was watching this big, I mean, it's big for, you know, the size of this plant in general. I was watching that leaf emerge, and when it started unfurling, I came over and I looked at it, and there was freaking aphids inside here. Like, they had been living inside the leaf that was furled, which is so disturbing. And I noticed it on another plant that I'll show you later on. It also had a new leaf that was coming in, and I pest treated the plant, but I didn't pest treat the new leaf because it was all furled up, and I didn't want to. If you know, my DIY pest treatment can be harsh on new leaves, so I just avoid them. So I didn't spray anything on it, and it's like all the pests just went into that new leaf. So I don't know if the same thing was happening here, but they all seemed to just like be inside the new leaf, and then it unfurled, and I was like, what the heck is going on? So that was kind of gross, but honestly, it doesn't look too bad. Yeah. It was just so weird because I have not had aphids in this cabinet. So I was like, where the heck did they come from? You can literally see one right there. Like, get out of here, dude. Strange and disturbing. Anyways, over here we have a stunning new leaf on my Alocasia pink dragon aurea. Her variegation is still developing. You can see kind of what it looks like on this smaller leaf that's all hardened off, or this one. I'm so excited about this Alocasia, especially now that it's starting to really grow. I grew this from a corm that I got from We Pot Plants, and yeah, I really wanted a pink dragon. I was just on the hunt for the regular one, and then I got this Oreo one. So how cool is that? I love the pink stems. Even my boyfriend the other day, we were sitting on the couch, and he was like, wow, look at how pink that plant is. I was like, I know, that's Alocasia pink dragon. She's stunning. That's why I wanted her, because of how pink the stems get. I just think that that is so fun. I'm glad that she seems really happy lately. I ended up cutting a few of my, well, the Sinbad and the Begonia Gray Feather, which is back there. I took some cuttings from them because they were just getting big, and I figured I could root some cuttings and then repot them all back up together to kind of create some bushier begonias. Don't really see many roots yet, but I'm sure that they will root. My Gray Feather is a bit of a finicky begonia, so I don't know how I'm feeling about that one lately. Okay, so I ended up switching some things around with these two plants here. This Epipremnum, this is a marble quint pothos. She used to be on this Rousseau wooden pole mount, but I tried out this new pot for her, and I thought it looked so nice. So now I have her in that pot, and she didn't really need the pole mount, so I just kind of set the elbow on it there. The elbow is just like, it's not even doing anything, so I'm gonna end up moving that pole mount to a different plant that can actually use it, but for now it's just hanging out there. And I used to have this Sancy Grow Light clipped on the top of the Monstera, or sorry, not the Monstera, the Marble Queen Pothos, but I moved it to the elbow because she's putting out a new leaf right now. I thought maybe she could use the extra light, and the Marble Queen Pothos is tall enough that she's getting some light from the window, whereas this one doesn't as much. So I thought I would just switch it for a bit. I still need to like make it tidier. The cord can go behind. I was kind of testing it out and then I ended up just leaving it there. But it looks like I'm gonna get a stunning, highly variegated leaf. This is my high variegation Monstera albo. I have a second one in the bedroom that is more of a half moon kind of situation, but I love that this one is like my marbly one. She is so gorgina. So I am just amped that I have a new leaf coming in on the elbow and the Thai constellation at the same time. And then yeah, my Marble Queen Pothos, this is one of my favorite plants right now. I am just in love with the way that it's growing up the pole. It looks so pretty. I wish that the lighting was better so you could see how nice it looks in that green pot. But yeah, it's just stunning. Look at the size of this leaf. This is the last leaf that came in. So gorgeous, and it's giving me another one on the way there. I actually have 2 vines, maybe even more than that. No, 2 I think. Oh, did it split? No. I potted 2 in there. Okay, that looked crazy for a second. Anyways, the second plant is right here. This is the newest leaf. So pretty. That's coming in on that one. So it's nice and lush and full. So yeah, I'm really excited to see this new leaf because she is really starting to size up, which is just incredible. Oh, I also ended up chopping down my Syningia leucotricha. This is a plant that goes dormant in the winter and then she will sprout back in the spring. I have a reel on Instagram documenting cutting mine last winter and then watching it grow back in the spring. And I love it so much. It's just so incredibly magical. So yeah, I'm really, really excited to watch that process happen again. One of my favorite plants ever. This will always be in my collection. And then we have this window here, which is mostly Hoya. Is it all Hoya actually? Except for this one Anthurium. That's so crazy. I've never noticed that I only have Hoya in this window. And some air plants, I guess. There are some little air plants snuck in there. That's cool. So the award for most peduncles and blooms definitely goes to the Williniana UT 152. I know it has one up here. So there's one. They're not open yet, but that's going to be really nice. And then like, I can't even count them, you guys. Like there's too many. Oh, this one's open. How stunning. There's too many to count. There's another one. Oops. There's another one behind that. Oh my gosh, yeah, there's more back here. And then if I move lower down, we have more down here. Look at them all. Like, just look at this. Can you see them all? If I just pan through, like, what? They're everywhere. This is craziness. Are any of them open? Look at them all. Oh my gosh. You guys, and there's so many. Like, look at how dense these peduncles are. Like, they're offering so many blooms. They're everywhere. Oh my goodness, it is crazy. And then look, so I noticed that this vine was coming down and like trailing on the ground, and I was like, okay, I don't really want that on the ground so I can like vacuum and stuff. So I put it up and hooked it up here, and then look, we even have blooms up here now, down there. Like, it's just crazy how much this thing blooms. It doesn't really have a scent, which I kind of like, because for how many blooms this thing produces, that might get overwhelming if it wasn't a good scent. So yeah, Hoya Bella is doing really well there. And my Vitellinoides that we potted up a couple videos ago is doing well. It is pushing out a new leaf there, if you can see that. I wasn't sure if that was going to make it because it was already emerging when I repotted it. So I didn't know if that was going to shock the new leaf off. I mean, we'll still see if it ends up growing, but it's been hanging on so far. I decided I'm going to sit you down and just grab some of these Hoya because it's just easier to show. I have vines going like crazy. I really need to re-trellis these because they are just, yeah, really outgrowing their trellises. But one that I've been absolutely obsessed with is my Hoya pubicalyx silver. This is what she's looking like right now. She's grown so much. I got this with 2 leaves, I think, from Natasha. And now it is like turning into a full little plant. This is a new one right here. Ooh, it's even, is that a leaf or a vine coming out? A leaf! It's putting out another baby leaf. And yeah, it's vining like crazy. Isn't that so stunning? I cannot get over these silver leaves. Oh my gosh. I love pubicalyx and I love silver plants, so this is just a dream Hoya for me. What else? This one has been growing a ton. This is the Flores, what is it called? I always forget. Oh yeah, Hoya UT039 Flores Island. Again, needs to be retrellised because my Hoyas are all just going crazy, but look at this new growth. Like, she is so stunning. These Hoyas are honestly living their best life in the south window. I love how shiny these leaves are too. It's so, so pretty. Oh yeah, I'm also getting some new leaves on my Hoya Kalimantan, and it hadn't grown in so long. So I think maybe because I did the sulfur treatment, it started growing for me. So maybe it had some flat mites. But look at this. We have a cutie little leaf coming in there. And then there's another one too. I know oh yeah, right here. Little cutie leaf coming in right there. It's so hard to show them up close. There we go. So cute. And yeah, it's been pushing out like new vine growth up here. So she's been doing a lot better. I never checked that one for flat mites, but it hadn't been growing. So that definitely makes me suspect that it did have flat mites. And this Crimson Queen was confirmed for flat mites with the microscope. And that's like pretty much touching the Hoya Kalimantan. So I think that that one probably had them too. I did recently shower these plants, so some of the sulfur came off. I'm thinking that I want to get more of the Safer's End-All Miticide and switch to using that. I forgot how annoying the sulfur was with leaving residue on plants. Like for some reason it's so hard for me to wash off of the leaves. So I kind of regret doing that, but I was out of my Safer's, so I need to pick up more. Hoya multiflora, I recently cut up and I was trying to propagate these in water and they weren't doing anything, so I just popped them into moss the other day. I think that, I don't know, I just have a better feeling about them rooting in moss. I would like to move these to the Visto shelf, but since this area is kind of under treatment for flat mites, I don't really want to move things around too much because I don't want to spread them to other areas. But I think being on a cold windowsill is not ideal for rooting plants, so I would move this if I wasn't worried about flat mites, but I think it'll be fine. I think it'll just take some extra time. This Hoya Rosario, whatever, is growing like crazy. I've had a lot of stunning new growth on it. And again, look at those shiny, beautiful leaves. I need to trellis her. So pretty. And what else has been growing? This Hoya lacunosa mint coin has been growing like a beast. Again, trellising situation needs to be figured out because what the heck is going on here? It's looking crazy. Hoya banguitensis, another one that is finally giving me new growth after a long hiatus. So I'm also suspecting flat mites for this one. But we have a new vine here, and then we also have a new leaf coming in down there, which, are you even gonna be able to see that? I don't know. And I feel like it might come in a little weird, so we'll see, but it's just nice to see it growing again. Also new growth on my David Kamingii. Some new baby leaves down there. I really hope that one's gonna bloom again in the spring. And my Anthurium viridifolium, I've actually been obsessed with lately, which is funny because I thought I was gonna end up getting rid of this plant, but I'm really glad I kept it because, I don't know, it's just been filling out and looking really good lately, and it's actually blooming right now. It's put out an inflow, the first one that I've ever seen on this plant. I don't think it's ever done that for me before, so that's really cool. We have a new leaf right here coming out. And yeah, it's been looking good, doing well, and yeah, I've really been enjoying it lately. I think that my living room plants have actually been my favorite lately. They just seem to be doing the best. They seem to have the least pest pressure, minus that weird aphid situation, and I guess the flat mites, but I feel like I've got that somewhat under control. But yeah, I don't know. I've just really been enjoying this kind of area of plants. Moving on to the dining room. I don't really know if I have a lot of updates for the calyx shelf. This Syngonium chiapense has been chilling here for like a week now because I've been meaning to cut it up and I haven't done it yet. And I thought, oh, if I put it out, I'll see it and I'll think, oh yeah, I need to do that. But for some reason that has not worked and I have not chopped it yet. Look at this leaf though. I will never get over that leaf. It is so perfect. Anyways, on the list of things to do, we do have a new anthurium leaf down here. This is my anthurium Doriaki Silver Red Crystallinum hybrid. I love this one so much. This is the first leaf she's given me since being in this kind of low light spot. I took her out of my IKEA greenhouse cabinet and moved her out here, and it came out kind of janky because I didn't realize it was coming out and it was stuck in here. So I quickly brought it out to the front of the cabinet and it's been expanding since then. Looks like we also have some new growth on my variegated holiday cactus. Unfortunately, I seem to mostly, oh, there's a little variegated growth, but I seem to mostly get growth that is on the green part. Doesn't like to grow as fast with the variegated portions, which makes sense, I guess, like fair enough. Oh, I just love these parts. Look at how pretty those ones are. Stunning. Oh, we do have new growth down here too. Look at that little one on the end. Cute. Begonia maculata has been doing okay hanging out here in her new spot. It has been kind of annoying and messy because she's been dropping these blooms onto the shelf where our like coffee mugs go and stuff, but that's fine. New baby leaves. Yeah, we'll see how she does. So far, so good though. I think it looks nicer having her here than having the Gisenia pothos pole. The wire moss poles are kind of unsightly, especially when they're not like super full and covered up. Begonia paulensis is doing fine. She's always kind of doing fine, hanging out. I literally don't have any problems with this plant. Like I've never had pests on her, anything like that. So yeah, really happy with her still. My Philodendron SP Silver that I recently featured in my low light plants is doing great. Still working on that new leaf right there. It looks like it's just starting to unfurl, so that's super exciting. Yeah, I'm really excited about the future of this plant this year. I'm hoping that I can get it big like it used to be. But yeah, and some people were asking what happened to that plant, like why I have this small one when I used to have a really big one. And it's because the big one had a persistent case of thrips. That was the last time I had thrips. And it honestly wasn't the worst thrips outbreak I've had because it was only affecting some of my plants. It wasn't like my whole collection. But for some reason, they just would not go away and they were obsessed with my Philodendron SP Silver, or El Guapo, sorry, this one right here. And I had to make the decision to just chop it to nothing, just to wet sticks and propagate those. So that's what I did, just to get rid of the infestation and save the rest of my plants. So we've just been on our journey since then. Our journey round 2, I guess. My varicosum has not been doing too well lately, mostly because there was a Hoya here that had mealies and they somehow gave it, not somehow, obviously they were like touching, but they gave it to the Philodendron varicosum. It wasn't a bad infestation or anything, but I had to treat this plant and I think it just kind of slowed it down on its growth. It was really on a roll. Well, 2 things happened at once. That mealy thing happened, which like, what the heck is that? Like eggs or something. So that mealy thing happened, and it happened right after I did a chop and extend. Not right after, but as this plant was kind of resettling in. Honestly, I'm just so over this wire pole. Like I just kind of want to take cuttings and start over and just, or maybe I should just air layer like right now. Because I just want to get this on a Rousseau pole. It's just so much better than this. I'm tired of this. I'm tired, Grandpa. Hoya Cumingiana that we repotted recently, settling in well. All of my other Hoyas are doing okay here. Yeah, nothing too new and exciting to report with them. I recently moved over my, what is this? I always want to say Wendlingeri, but that's wrong. Wendlandii. Syngonium Wendlandii, which is this dark, velvety kind of syngonium. This is fairly new to my collection. But yeah, moved it over here to the window. So far it seems to be happy with that. I'm sure it'll be happier once it's spring. And then some of my pings. Yeah, I kind of rearranged this shelf and I don't know if I've really showed you guys since I did that. So I used to have my pings over there and then I moved them over here because I realized that this is actually the more kind of narrow part of the window because of the way the like window panes are. Like there's more, see how there's this extra room there? So I thought that that would be better suited for some of my Hoyas, which are bushier than just like these little tiny pings, you know? And then it also made this area in general just feel less crowded without having the big Hoyas there. Also, raccoons keep literally tearing up our whole yard. So that's why the grass is looking so unwell. We will go and kick it all back and fix it, and then they just come back and tear it all up. So that's been fun. Hanging plants are doing fine, nothing much to report. The fern leaf cactus is getting out of control. I mean, she's been out of control. Like, look how far it comes out. I don't even know what I'm gonna do with that plant. I was thinking of mounting it up there somehow, but I don't know. That intimidates me, but I feel like it would be cool to have it up there. And it does get some light. So yeah, I don't know. I'm really hoping that the compacta is gonna bloom in the spring, or the summer, fingers crossed for that. Linearis is doing fine. I really need to repot that soon. The other Hoyas up there are doing pretty good. They were struggling with mealies for a while, and I feel like I've finally almost have beat the mealies because I haven't seen them in a while. I don't trust that they're gone when I stop seeing them. I still have to continue like spraying them down. Which I am gonna keep doing like once a week, but I haven't seen them in a while, so that is good news. Okay, I just turned the grow light off and moved that out of the way so that I could get in here to talk to y'all. So the other plant that was having the issue with when the new leaf unfurled, it was full of pests. Cebu Blue, which I don't know why this plant tests me so much pest-wise. It is insane. The amount of pest pressure I've had on this plant, scale, mealybugs, aphids, yeah, those are the main ones, but holy smokes, it has just been nonstop. I don't know what the deal is, especially since this is a more mature plant. I feel like usually my bigger plants are fairly resilient to pests, but this one doesn't seem to be the case. So yeah, like I said, the other day I sprayed down all of the leaves with my DIY pest spray and left the new one because it was still completely furled. And I've made that mistake before where I've sprayed them and it's unfurled and had like brown spots and stuff because I guess the pest stuff was just too harsh for it, whatever. So I didn't spray it. And then it started unfurling and it was like full of mealies, you guys. I was like, excuse me, what is going on here? So I had to take an alcohol swab and get all of the mealies, but like, what the heck? That was so annoying. And like, this is such a pretty leaf. Well, maybe the damage won't be too bad actually, but you can still see some spots where there's damage. Oh, it's kind of hard to tell because it's like new and shiny right now. But yeah, that really annoyed me, but I don't know. I don't know. She's gonna be due for a chop here soon anyways. She's rocking the tree look with the naked stem on the bottom and then just these leaves on the top. One day we'll figure it out. Another pest issue plant right now is my Philodendron Jose Bueno, which I'm like, why? Why are you doing this to me? Aphids. I don't know why they're coming for her, but they are. I need to take her to the shower today because she is having major, I don't even want to touch her. She's having aphid issues. I don't know what it is with these aphids, but they do be coming in this year, or I guess over the past year. On a brighter note, my stunning Philodendron gigas, one of my all-time favorites, the queen of dark velvety philodendrons. She is so stunning. And she's put out a new leaf for me. It is hiding behind there, but look at that. So beautiful. So yeah, I'm super excited about that. I really need to extend her pole because she is now growing off of it. But yeah, she seems to be on a roll these days, so I love that for her. We also have a beautiful new leaf on my Philodendron Red Anderson. Look at those colors. This plant, the leaves get prettier as they harden off. Some plants, they look really gorgeous when they're like not hardened yet, when they're super fresh. But then others, I really prefer the look once they harden off. And this is one of those plants because they come in just like, I don't know, I guess kind of a muddy color, but then once it hardens off and gets really dark and then you see some of these pinks start to pop, it just looks so pretty. So yeah, I've been loving this leaf and look how big, like, yeah, she's just looking really, really great lately. Super happy with this plant. I moved some pings over here as we saw in my long video that I posted a while ago. What else has been going on? I don't think many updates down here. This holiday cactus bloomed. It's dead now, but it was really pretty. Yeah, they're all just kind of chilling down there. Okay, and then over here, my big gal climbers. They are both putting out new leaves right now, my Philodendron Glorious and my Esqueleto. This is the glorious new leaf up there. Can't wait to see that. Also growing over the pole, but I kind of don't want to chop her, so I don't know. It's crazy how big she is. Look at the size of this stem. Like, wow, she is thick. That is her last leaf. It looks so like puffy. It's so pretty. And then down here, of course, we have the Esqueleto new leaf that's hanging out there. This one is looking crazy. She's pointing every which way. I do have a Philodendron serpent snuck down there as well, and it's put out a new leaf recently. It's coming over to here. I think it's reaching for light, so perhaps I need to rearrange, but this is a new leaf. It was stuck. It took so long to unfurl. I ended up showering it a couple of times to get it to unfurl, but it doesn't look perfect because I think it just, I don't know, it was having some struggles. But still exciting to have a new leaf on this one. I mean, the Serpents is doing so much better for me than it has in the past, so I'm really happy about that. I can't wait for that one to harden off and get this nice dark look to it. They have such a gorgeous sheen to them, the Serpents. We've seen in some of my recent videos the new leaf that the Pallitiflorum has put out, but if you haven't seen, which one is it? This one, I think? Or is it this one? No, this one. Oh my goodness, it's so long. It's crazy, crazy how long this leaf is, and so just like dark and shiny, velvety. I can't believe how big this plant is now. It really is the Pallitiflorum of my dreams, so it blows my mind that we've made it this far together. It's wild. I've been waiting on a new variegated dragon scale leaf for a long time, and I think that it's finally almost gonna pop one, or it's like just starting to pop, so I've got my eye on her. Some of my newer Hoyas that we've potted up recently hanging out here, they seem to be doing okay so far. I also have my Hoya globulosa cow dung, is that it? Back here, which I realized after I did that repotting segment of all my Hoyas and sphagnum that I missed her. So I still need to pot her up, but she's already on the go with another new leaf there. Solanum ulianum has been growing like crazy, but the mealies love her. Like, they're obsessed. They see her as a snack. So I've been treating her for mealies to keep them away. Also have moved my King of Spades over here, which y'all would have seen in one of my last videos as well, but I'm loving that. More Hoya down here that are settling in and seem to be doing fine. Jasenia, which has been living here trying to get some good light, is pushing out this new leaf. So, ooh, looks like it has some pretty variegation on it. Leave her be. And I don't think there's really many crazy updates here. We have this beautiful new leaf on my Frydek and some new leaves coming in as well. I've been waiting for my Mandula to grow. It put out this new leaf, this like tiny minuscule one. I mean, it's not getting much light here, but I don't know where else I should move that. I guess I could switch. I could move the Frydek into the corner and then move that Mandula out to there because it will get more light that way. So maybe I'll do that because I really want to get a big Mandula this year. My Hoya leucantha, which I featured in my low light video, has been growing like crazy. She is like vining around herself and pushing out all of these new leaves. Doesn't want to focus, but best to believe there are new leaves here like crazy. Her growth is just so pretty. Don't think there's too many other updates. That Stapelia has been in bloom for a couple of weeks now, which has been really fun. And it also looks like it has a second one that's on the way, and even a third one if you really look in there. So that's cool. Whenever I post this on Instagram, I get a million questions of whether it stinks, because that is known for being a stinky flower. It attracts flies as its pollinator. And it has a funky smell if you put your nose right in it up close, but just being next to it, I can't smell anything. So yeah, if this was covered in flowers, would it have a scent maybe? I don't know. But just having like a couple of flowers on it at once, it doesn't fill the room with scent or anything like that. Like I never smell it unless I literally intentionally put my nose down and smell it. I've noticed this Crassula Buddha's temple growing a lot recently. It is looking kind of crazy. I think it's loving the Barina grow light because look at this thick new growth on the top. Like, okay, living our best life down there this winter. Okay, this is kind of a little Hoya section up here with some other ones scattered throughout. Probably my favorite Hoya up here recently has been the Paradisia. I am just obsessed with the leaves on this and the growth pattern. It is so pretty. It's pushing out some new ones at the end there. Yeah, I just love them. So cute. And it gets like a pink color. It kind of reminds me of the leucantha. It gets like a pinky color on the new growth and then it turns green. But yeah, it's just so gorgeous. So I've really been loving that one. We have a lot of my newer ones that I've potted up recently. The Hypalasia is doing well with the new leaf coming in there. It's so cute. Same with the Patella. We have some fuzzy new growth up here. I have these in the Crystal Star Nursery self-watering pots, and I think that it just looks so cute, and they seem to be loving it. Also Hoya Lima, settling in well here. Am I getting a new leaf even? Ooh, looks like I'm getting a new leaf up there. A couple new leaves. That's awesome. My Hoya Snow, what is this called again? Hoya, or why am I calling it Hoya? Begonia, I want to say like snowcap, but that doesn't feel right. What are you? I don't know why. It's ice something. White ice. Begonia white ice. There we go. I love this one. I don't know how that slipped my mind. She's stunning, and I'm kind of loving the way that she's growing like horizontal. I was going to take her down and stake her up somewhere, but I was kind of like, I don't know. I'm vibing with this, so I've just left her up there for now. Also, I really need to sort out my Alocasia longoloba. I don't know what's going on with him, but he's not looking great. He's not looking great. I was looking at the roots and they looked fine. But now I'm like, wait, are those actually rotted? Oh no. I need to sort him out. I would be really bummed if I lost this one. I think I get overconfident about saving alocasias because you can usually just reroot the corm. So then I wait longer than I should. That's definitely what I'm doing here. So I need to sort that out before it is too late. Speaking of saving alocasia, did y'all ever notice that I got rid of my Alocasia Jacqueline? I'm so surprised that nobody's commented about it, that I've noticed at least, because that was like my top favorite Alocasia. I was obsessed with her, but she was having such consistent pest problems. It was mostly spider mites, which I think is a common thing with that one. But then the mealies came for her and I was just like, no, I draw the line there. So I ended up, I was like, well, I'll just fish for corms and then I'll grow out some of the corms. So I chopped her up and then I dumped out the pot. There was one singular corm in there. One corm. That was it. And I've potted it somewhere, not potted it, I've popped it into one of my prop boxes. Let me see if I can find it actually, and we can check on it. Okay, so I have unfortunately uncovered the corm out of the propagation box and it is rotted. It's completely squishy. So I guess that's the end of Alocasia Jacqueline for me. I'm not bringing any new plants in right now, but eventually I would like to replace it because like I said, it was one of my favorite Alocasias. Okay, moving along. I just wanted to point out quickly my Cebu Blue that I'm growing back from cuttings. I want to have a nice cute little trailing pot, and this is the cover pot that I ended up finding at the dollar store, and I think that it looks so cute paired with this plant. So yeah, I'm really loving that combo. Down here we have some more Hoya. Gosh, I have a lot of Hoya, y'all. A lot of Hoya. We have the silver dollar hanging out there. Oh yeah, what is this again? Honey Pink is trying to bloom, it looks like. I'm not getting too excited because I don't know what's going to happen with this. This is the first time this plant has given me a peduncle and done anything like this, so we'll see. But it looks kind of promising. So that's exciting. That's a plant that I bought specifically for the blooms, so that'd be stunning if it happens. Pingdom, thriving as usual. Yeah, not really any other crazy updates, just kind of waiting for some of these Hoyas to grow out for me. I do have some propagations here. We have the undulata, which needs to be potted up. That is well rooted now. Does it have a peduncle there? What the heck? It's put out a peduncle. Do y'all see that? That's crazy. Okay, I need to get that one potted up. I also have my Lori Lynn Cantiana or Wyattii. Looks like we actually have a fresh new white root there, so that's good. And then this questionable looking plant that's in here is actually a cutting from my variegated Maranta because the one in the bedroom is not looking too hot. You'll see it when we go in there, but I figured I would take a cutting to try to start a new one. No roots yet though, so fingers continue to be crossed for that one. Oh my gosh, Sulawesiana has a new little baby leaf coming in there. So cute. Okay, down here we have my Alocasia heterophylla or dragon's breath. Now this is actually one of the new leaves that I am most excited about in my collection right now because this is the biggest leaf that this plant has given me. Look at the size. It's like as long as longer than my forearm. That goes all the way past my fingers and then up to my elbow. Like, it is huge. So I'm dying to see this once it completely unfurls. I've been watching it like a hawk. Oh my goodness, it looks just beautiful. How cool is that? Look at the size of it. Oh, I just love it so much. Isn't that crazy? I mean, I know that these can get big, but I don't know. I feel like mine's kind of due for a repot and I just wasn't expecting it to go off like this. Like, what the heck? It's given me some new leaves lately. Like this one is a new leaf. Same with maybe one of these smaller ones, I forget, but it hadn't grown for a while. And then I put the Sansylite on it and that's when it finally started shooting out new leaves. So yeah, I've since moved it over here to under the Barinolite because it was just outgrowing that situation. But yeah. It's so nice to watch this big leaf come out. This is my Epipremnum pinnatum albo that I recently potted up, and not really too many crazy updates. This new leaf unfurled. I have it on a Rousseau pole, the nice like teal one, and a Rousseau pot. And then here we have Anthurium moodianum, which I've been obsessed with lately. She's on her comeback. Stunning dark leaves on this plant. You can see this one's hardened off, and then we have this one, which is still expanding and soft. It's very maroon. And then we also have another one that is just starting out as well. Look at that. So gorgeous. I'm so happy that this plant is growing again. And then here we have Begonia thurstonii, still just kind of regrowing back from, I cut her down to nothing, and she's been steadily coming back for us. Okay, and then I'm gonna open up the Acra bar so we can see what's going on in here. The begonias are on their comeback as well, so I'm happy to report that. Oh my goodness, look at all the flowers in here. It looks like cherry blossoms or something in here. It's crazy. They're everywhere. Yeah, so Begonia chloristicta going crazy in here. Look at these. Is she pregnant? What's going on? Why are these so big? Why are these so big? Is there seeds in there or something? Is that normal? Is that just how they look? I don't know. Anyways, she's growing like crazy. Same with Begonia Muna. She is putting out tons of blooms and growing like crazy as well. She has that stunning like speckled foliage. And then another begonia that has just been coming back with a vengeance is my Begonia Lyalii right here. Look at how lush. It's putting out so many leaves. Look at the size of this one. This is huge. I've never had this begonia get this big before. So yeah, I have been loving that. There's so many new leaves coming in. So yeah, living her best life there. And Scapagera. Yeah, the rest of them are all doing pretty darn well also. So I'm glad to see that. Is this dried out again? Oh my gosh, she is so thirsty. Yeah, I need to sort. Oh my goodness. Look at her. Look at them. It is madness in here. Begonia madness. Let me tell y'all. Oh dear. Okay, so now we are moving into the bedroom. Let's head over to the greenhouse cabinet. Now, first off, the most exciting update I think that I have happening in here right now is this. Dun 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 dun. New anthurium leaf. Oh my gosh, the fans are really, wow. I feel like I just entered like I'm on an airplane or something. Okay, just a second here. Okay, wow, that was serious. But yeah, we have a new leaf coming in on my Goliath Forgetii hybrid. This is one of my all-time favorite anthuriums in my collection. I love how dark the leaves are. I love the fused sinus. Look at that. It is so stunning. Super excited to have some new growth on this because the rest of the plant is just not looking its best. This has definitely struggled a little bit in the fall and I repotted it. I was worried that it maybe wasn't adapting well to the repot, so I'm really relieved to see some new growth. It's just nice to have such a positive update. Oh, that's why it felt so windy, because I had the fan blowing at me and then I also had the heat pump blowing at me. Okay, I need to stay away from that or else it's gonna mess up the mic. So yeah, that's my most exciting thing that's going on here. Other than that, do I even really have any updates? This Monstera albo, oh my gosh. New leaf alert, I did not even see that sneaking in. Wow, my Monstera deliciosa are going crazy lately. Okay, so new leaf on that one. Doesn't look super variegated. This one has really variable variegation. It's mostly half moon, as you can see, so yeah, we'll see what that ends up looking like. And then this plant is probably going to have to be moved out somewhere. No idea where I'm going to put it, but it's going to be like reaching the top of the cabinet. My Hoyas have been doing really well up here. Nothing really crazy though. They're always just kind of steadily growing away. The variegated Bertoniae I love so much. Lots of new growth coming in down at the bottom there. And in this lower part of the cabinet, we have, oh, my Begonia Labersii, I think, which is a relatively new one into my collection. It's put out a couple of new leaves. I was trying to grow it in ambient, but it really wasn't doing well, so I moved it into the cabinet, and it's been doing better. I think I need to pot it into a bigger pot, though, because it's been drying out pretty quickly, but yeah, it seems like it's doing okay. Boitii is settling in after the repot. Looks like we have some new growth coming in on that vine, which is nice. And yeah, everyone's just kind of chilling. I don't think I have any crazy updates. I feel like in the last update I talked about this Cystiantha, or I think this is called Campanulata or something like that now. I've had so much trouble with this Hoya in the past. I killed one. This one was a replacement and I thought that I was going to lose it as well, but it's actually been growing now and doing fine, thankfully. Milano Ballata, she's actually in bloom, and this is the first time that Milano Ballata has bloomed for me, so that's kind of cool. They're kind of ugly blooms, but they suit her. Here's one that's open back here. Let me see if I can grab it. So they are green with like a yellow kind of center. I can't move the camera in anymore, but hopefully you can get an idea. Oh yeah, there's more down here. Yeah. They give me like swamp vibes, so they definitely suit her. Oh my gosh, look at the begonia malacosticta. It's literally growing on top of the light. It's coming from behind and then growing over top and blooming. Okay, so now my Wally grow planters, which are definitely not doing it for me lately. Like they are just, the plants just aren't looking their best. They are not living, laughing, loving, except for Miss Wyatt here. She's looking stunning, as she does. I'm really hoping that she's gonna bloom for me, hopefully in the spring. That is the main reason why I wanted to put her under these bright lights here, but this room is really cold, so perhaps we do not have all of the correct ingredients. But that's why I'm thinking maybe in the spring when it starts to warm up. We'll see. And then we also have my Thai pink lipstick here, who needs to be potted into the Wally Grow planter. Right now she's in a nursery pot, a slotted nursery pot that is just drying out way too fast. But she wasn't really big enough to be potted right into the Wally Grow planter when I originally put her in there, but now she is. So I need to get that repot done sometime soon here. And then we have the Variegated Maranta that I was talking about before. She has not been doing too hot for quite a while now, which is why I took the cutting as an insurance cutting, because yeah, I'm just not confident. I mean, she looks okay, but she just hasn't been thriving. Like she hasn't been growing. I don't know what it is. Well, she did have mealies, but even after treating her, she's still just not doing amazing. So yeah, that one's definitely questionable. Maybe she'll have a comeback. I guess we'll find out. But as for right now, I'm hoping that the cutting I took roots, because I'm just nervous about her. And then here we have my Silver Polyneura, which is also just not really doing too much. I mean, it's not growing, but it's also not croaking, so it's doing fine. I don't know, maybe it needs another pest treatment, although I pest treated not too long ago for this one, so I really don't know. I really don't know. And then the monkey tail is just chilling there, looking the same as it has for months on end. Yeah, I don't know, y'all. I don't know how I feel. I mean, obviously I don't feel very inspired or very excited about this plant wall, but I'm hoping that once these plants really start to thrive and take off, it will look a lot better. Right now, they're just not really doing too much. So yeah, we'll see. And then of course we have my Philodendron Splendid here. Now she is unfortunately on a wire pole. I'm going to be air layering and getting her on a closed back pole ASAP. Actually, it can probably happen anytime because as you can see, she is like right at the top now. I just can't get her to size up. I want to get her on the same level as Philodendron Glorious, and I think I'm only going to be able to do that through a Rousseau or like a closed back pole. So that is going to be the plan for her. But yeah, I mean, she's doing fine. I'm just not really getting the size that I want to see on her leaves. A fun kind of update is that I moved my UFO planter with the Hoya linearis into the bedroom. I felt like it was just getting lost among all of the other plants when I had it hanging in the living room window. And this is a nice, fun statement planter, and I really wanted it to like be that and be visible. It looks kind of funny right now because the curtains are closed, but I've really been enjoying having it in here because it just stands out a lot more, and it's really cute, especially when the curtains are open and there's light coming in and everything. I think that I'm really loving it in here. The only thing that has been a problem so far is that I keep forgetting that it's in here now, and I'm not in the habit of watering it, so it's definitely been underwatered. So yeah, I just need to get it in my brain that there's a plant there now and I need to water it once a week. But I think that it is really cutie. Such a fun planter. As for over here, there's not really too many crazy updates. Begonia Magdalene Matson has been growing like a weed. She is loving the Soltech light. Like, look at her growing right up towards it. So maybe she'll bloom again for me since she's getting so much light now. Let's see what she's looking like. Oh yeah, she is loving that light. Look at how bushy she is. Oh my goodness, it is so crazy. I actually took the asparagus fern the other day and brought it to the shower and gave it a nice wash and a good thorough watering because I tend to neglect this one. It usually just stays in this spot, but yeah, I was surprised at how much it's grown when I was showering it. Look at these fronds though. She's so lush. And yeah, it really made me want to pay more attention to her. She's grown so much and she's just such a cool, whimsical plant. So I don't know if I'm gonna move her one day or what my plan is gonna be. But yeah, I love her and she's still doing well here, hanging out on my bedside table, which is a mess right now. Actually, I'm gonna switch this charging cable while I'm here. Charging all my vlog camera equipment. The last plant in the bedroom is my Marble Queen pothos, which has grown from nothing. There used to be vines, if you know, there used to be vines going across this mirror. I cut them completely off because it had mealies, and I just left the pot here for a while. I just hadn't thrown it out yet. I wasn't watering it or anything, but it started growing back. So now I'm like, okay, I guess she wants to come back. So now I'm watering it and taking care of it, but we have 2 leaves, 2.5. There's a new one on the way, and I guess I'm just gonna let her regrow and then I'm gonna wrap her back around the mirror. So yeah, that's kind of funny that she wants to live, I guess. So I can appreciate that. I can respect that. And then we're coming into the bathroom. Not very glamorous, okay? We have toothpaste stains, we have paint swatches that have been hanging there forever. We even have damaged paint from the last paint swatches I had hanging on here. But Hoya chingensis is living up here now, and I thought I would give a little update on her. So my biggest concern moving her was the temperature, because I think this is a north facing window, and I think she's actually getting even more light in this window than she was on the calyx shelf. So I wasn't worried about that. And she's also a Hoya that can do really well in lower lights. Look at this nice new growth. It looks so lush. That is stunning. But I was worried about the temperature because yeah, it's just like cold, kind of cold, and I don't know, it's just chilly in this bathroom. But she seems to be doing great, so yeah, I'm happy about that, and I think she's so cute. I think that this bathroom is actually going to be the first room that I paint, so hopefully I get it looking a little bit cuter soon. It just has not been a priority right now, but we'll get there. Anyways, okay. All right, so that brings me to the end of the plant walkthrough. I don't know why I feel like I'm missing some, but I'm not. We covered all the areas, didn't we? Yeah. There's just a lot going on, a lot to keep up with. But honestly, I feel like for January, the plants are doing really well for it being like midwinter. Although if you've watched my channel for years, then you know that in February is when spring starts in my brain. So yeah, it's almost time to start all of my spring prep and spring chores and do any propagations that I want to do and stuff like that. I just feel like, I don't know. I know it's still winter, but I just feel like, I don't know. It just starts to feel kind of, some days start to have a little spring kind of feeling to them, at least here where I am. And the days are getting longer and everything, so we're definitely heading there. But every year people love to get mad when I start posting my spring plant chores in February, so I apologize in advance. Anyways, that's it. Thank you so much for spending your time hanging out with me. I really hope that you loved seeing all of the updates, and leave me a comment down below. I would love to chat. I will see y'all in the next one. Bye.
Try